Okay, Coach, opening statement on this past week for the Ladyjacks.
This past week, got two really good home wins. Started off on Thursday, played UTRGV. Again, a game that we had lost down in the Valley, so had the motivation to get that one back. I thought we got off to a really good start. Passed the ball, shared it really well. We had a lot of people just being able to score in different ways, so that felt really good. And then Saturday, we came back and played Texas A&M Corpus Christi. We had our ebbs and flows in that one early. But then in the second half, we're really able to establish ourselves on the defensive end and create some offense out of our defense. So really proud of the effort on both ends of the floor on Thursday and Saturday, and now I just want to continue to keep it rolling.
I'll put on the media hat for a sec. We saw Monty get a little bit banged up in the Corpus Christi game, and obviously Avery Van Sickle was out of the starting lineup. How are we health-wise?
Health-wise, we're doing okay. Monty will definitely be back in the lineup this week. She's practiced, so looking forward to having her back. Avery is still out right now, but she's day to day as we go forward.
Okay. Then the preview, just a general statement as you start the 4-game road trip, last road stretch. I mean, unless you call the conference tournament a little bit of a road stretch in that. Starting out at East Texas A&M, and then kind of a rivalry game for SFA as a whole, going to Northwestern State. Just offer a general statement on those two.
Well, yeah, I've dubbed both of them rivalry games. Again, I think we're in East Texas, and now we have another team that has East Texas in their name, and then obviously we have Northwestern State. So A&M Commerce, they are a scrappy team. They're playing well. They won their last two, and this game is really important to them. They're still vying for that last spot in the conference tournament, so we've got to understand their aggression level. They share the ball really well, they shoot it really well, and they play it at a really high pace. So from a transition defensive standpoint, we need to be locked in on what they do and personnel, who they are. And so, again, road games are always tricky. You're going and playing on a different court and foreign environment, so we just need to make sure that we're dialed in. And then we go to Northwestern State, who is the rival, Natchitoches versus Nacogdoches. And again, a team that played us really hard at our place. It was back and forth for the majority of it. They had a lead, I believe, with like 5 minutes to go. Had a player really go off versus us. So our defense is going to have to be way better than it was the first game against them. And I think we have a couple different things in our repertoire that we didn't have the first time from an offensive standpoint that we can go to. So two really good teams that we'll have to make sure that we're ready to go. But ultimately, we've had a good week of practice so far, and I look forward to finishing it off and putting in game plan and being ready to go on Thursday and Saturday.
And then for you, obviously, well, not obviously, I'm not sure if people know the full background of the Bishop line, but going back to Dallas, a little bit of a history for you with East Texas A&M and Commerce. Is it a little bit surreal going back now that we're back in the same conference and going back into that gym coaching, obviously against the women's side, but is it a little bit surreal, a little bit of emotion?
Definitely will be an emotional moment for me. For people that don't know, that's where I graduated from. I played there. I also coached there on the men's side and the women's side, finishing up in 14-15. So I have not been back since 14-15. So going back to a place where, again, a lot of my collegiate career took place and a lot of my early coaching took place. It probably will be a little bit emotional, but at the same time, when that ball goes up, I'll be able to compartmentalize all of that and focus on the main thing.
Do you have a moment on the court that you'll remember and be like, yeah, I made a shot or made a moment right here?
Probably those will go through my head. The only thing about the way the facility is set up is that the visiting women's locker room is right there by the home men's locker room, and so that's the locker room where I used to go in and out all the time, and I also went in and out as a coach. My office was right there, so when we probably go to our locker room, I may, not get teary-eyed, but maybe misty.
Well, an emotional start, but otherwise just a general start for the road trip for the Ladyjacks, starting at East Texas A&M this Thursday night, 6:30, and then on Saturday, kicking off a doubleheader for Northwestern State. Coach, as always, thank you for your time.
Appreciate you. Axe 'em Jacks.